Hey everyone, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to be recapping and reviewing the Babysitters Club Season 1, Episode 10. This is the season finale and it's called Hello Camp Moosehead Part 2. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Before we get started, I just want to say a couple quick announcements. First of all, I am trying to reach a goal of hitting 200 subscribers before the end of 2020. I think that is a pretty reasonable goal if you guys all go subscribe down below. Next, if you can please follow me in the links below, we have my Wimpy Studio Gang, and that has vlog videos every day. We do all kinds of different stuff, so you can please go subscribe to that and let us know your feedback on it. We will really appreciate it. Also, if you can go follow me on my Instagram, you get a lot of bonus episodes, podcasts, and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it. Q&As, and it's a lot of fun. And if you can go follow me on Patreon, I'm going to be starting that back up in August with more content, so check out that, and my Twitch for gaming videos. And Babysitters Club is now over, so if you have any more thoughts, let me know. Let's go and get into the episode. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened in this episode, so let's go ahead and start with the Stacey and Lainey storyline, because that's kind of where it ended, and now we're going to kind of pick back up where I left off. So at the end of the last episode, they had a fight, and they actually fell down to poison ivy. So as you expect, this episode had them dealing with poison ivy. It was really bad. I'm gonna talk about that in my episode awards, but they do make up. I feel like I'm really glad that they did the storyline because it I love to see friendships outside of a main group of people. For instance, Riverdale, the core four. I love to see friendships outside of that. Here, I'm really glad that they did this because um, I'm really like. I feel like it's kind of boring to do the same group of people. For instance, Archie and Betty. They have them like every 2 seasons. They explore their feelings for each other, or pretty much every season actually, so far besides season 3. So I'm glad that they can actually mix things up a little bit. Here they did a friendship wise because this show isn't much about their relationships besides Stacy and Marianne, but I'll get to that later. But pretty much Lainey does apologize for the video, and I'm glad that she did because I feel like everyone can be related to in the situation cyberbullying. So I'm glad that they explored the storyline because if they didn't, it would have been a little bit. I feel like I'm not sure how else they could have introduced her as a bad girl because it would have been kind of boring if like she just told everyone something. But making a video really showed their friendship and like, can't you trust her or can't you not trust her? You know, so I'm glad that they did this. I'm not sure if she will be in Lightning will be in more episodes later on because they did make up and become friends again. I'm really not sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I did love that storyline. I'm glad that it was just a 2 episode arc and didn't drag out for any longer. So we're gonna get to probably my favorite storyline in the episode. Karen runs away at camp, Christy's stepsister. Um, and before I get into this, so David Michael, which is Christy's brother, called called Karen his stepsister, and Karen was offended by that, which you can kind of understand because if you put the name Step, it doesn't sound official, and family terms, and I can kind of understand. I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad that they're kind of bringing in like family relational terms. So I'm glad, especially with little kids, because I feel like a little kid says something that really hurts a lot of other kids because they're not mature. Even junior hires, they say something that they really don't mean. High school is when you really start to mature more. But we're gonna more or less talk about Karen running away at camp. And to be honest, I love that they brought in these two girls to be also the ones looking for them because later in the episode, I forgot to write this down, but I'll talk about that at the very end. President something like a junior assistant or something like that. But they do eventually find her, and they realize Karen has been scared mainly because like she doesn't know anyone in her cabin. She was mad because David Michael just called her stepsister, and there's this really cute moment where Christy calls Karen her sister. And that was my favorite moment. One of my favorite moments in the episode. I'll talk about that when I get to my episode awards. But I would love to see this relationship grow further because Karen Brewer is apparently a classic in the original books and series or whatever. So it'll be really interesting to see that develop. Um, so moving on from that storyline, let's talk about Claudia and Dawn really quick because there's also a storyline here. So Claudia was remanded to her cabin at the end of the last episode, but she did get snuck out by Dawn and the others, but she did get caught. But they're like, "Hey, aren't you the girl who's supposed to be in her cabin?" And then she's like, And they're like, "Okay, we'll let it slide. Miss Meany's gone." But I like the storyline. It really shows that again, kids shouldn't pay for activities. So that was kind of resolved from there, and things just got better at the camp overall. This was definitely more of a camp situation, and I'm really glad that they did at least one storyline that actually revolved around the camp, because I feel like all the other ones could take place in real life. The play could take place in real life. Poison Ivy and meeting a new friend could take place in real life. And running away can take place in real life. But I love that they did something at the camp related to the camp. I really like that, and hopefully they'll do that more later on. With, I don't know, just different things, you know. Um, so pretty much they eventually do convince Miss Mina on their side. Yay, woman! Anyways, I want to talk about the last storyline, which involved Mary Ann. So Stacy cannot do the play because of Poison Ivy, so Mary Ann fills in with her. The play doesn't go well. They call it a dress rehearsal, which is funny. But they were too distracted by the Claudia and Dawn thing, which gets Mary Ann mad at Dawn. But they eventually make up. But Mary Ann does kiss Logan, so there is a good thing. And I'll actually talk about that in my things I want to see if there is a season 2, because I feel like that is such a good storyline. So go ahead and comment down below. What are your opinions on the finale? Overall thoughts. What do you think of these storylines? I wrote down my opinions on it. Let's go ahead and talk about some episode awards. So my favorite moment is the ending scene with the girls. Pretty much they promote Mallory and the other girl as like junior CITs. I really didn't really understand that, but it's fine. I also love the Christy and Karen conversation where Christy calls Karen her sister and not her stepsister. I love that line, and that's definitely probably my favorite, the sweetest moment in the series. My most shocking moment is how bad the Poison Ivy actually was. Laugh out loud. I think I think that I'm glad that they. It was almost a little bit too dramatic, but I think it still worked. The camp stuff was, again. I feel like the camp stuff was a teeny tiny bit too dramatic, but I think that they still made all the storylines fit in together, and I really loved it. My favorite characters, all the characters shined for me. My overall grade is an A plus 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 plus. My favorite episode so far. I wrapped up some storylines and I left room for more. So go ahead and comment down below your episode awards, your favorite moment, your most shocking moment, your favorite characters, and your overall grade for this episode. So let's go ahead and talk about some of my episodes ranked. So first one is Hello Camp Moosehead Part 2, and this is the finale. I love this episode because it's the season finale, and season finales do end up being the best in a lot of cases. My second favorite is Claudia and the Mean Janine. I love this because it focused on a sister relationship, and you showed how long-term issues can finally come to head in a dramatic situation, in this case, their grandma having a stroke. The next one is Chrissy's Great Idea. I love this episode because because it's the season premiere, and it's how this all got started. Without it, we wouldn't have the show. Number 4, Mary Ann Saves the Day. I love this episode because it showed a father-daughter relationship, and it showed a shy girl coming out of her shell. Number 5 is Christy's Big Day. I love this because it showed the wedding, and it showed the dynamics between Christy and her mom, and I love the wedding episode. They did a really good job with it. We have number 6, The Truth About Stacey. I like this episode because I love how they did something very important, diabetes. It's a very big issue. It's a not big, but like it's a pretty decent big issue in the world. So I'm glad that they pushed things a little bit too far in a good way, because I felt like if it was something like I was bullied, I think I would have been a little bit lame. But I'm glad that they did this. Claudia and the Phantom Phone Call makes number 7. I did like this episode, but going back, it wasn't my favorite. I did say I liked it a little bit better than episode 1. Now I don't, but I feel like a couple of things kind of ruined it for me. I didn't like the whole cheating aspect with the whole thing. Number 8, we have Hello Camp Moosehead Part 1. And I like this because, well, no, I really do like this one, but it comes in last place because there was a little bit too. I didn't like how Christy had a small role, and her and Stacey didn't share any scenes together. That kind of lost the potential for me. In ninth place, we have Boy Crazy Stacey. I didn't enjoy this episode as much because they pushed her flirting with that guy a little bit too much. I think that they dealt with her heartthrob a little bit weird, but I did like how she did have her first kiss. But that's why it kind of comes lower for me. And number 10 is Dawn and the Impossible 3. Well, it was a good episode. I did feel like they gave Dawn a storyline too quickly, so that's why I wasn't a huge fan of that episode. It was still good, but I think that they maybe had pushed things a little bit too dramatic. But I did love how Christy and Dawn became friends, and Dawn officially got accepted into the group. So, comment down below your rankings for it. Let's go ahead and talk about will there be a season 2? So we're going to talk about this for the rest of the podcast. Okay, so ratings and content is so good that I doubt there won't be a season 2. Some potential storylines could be. So I'm going to talk about each of them for a little bit. So the first one is Christy's living situation. So this is a storyline that was created kind of all through like her dealing with Watson. Now she has to live with Watson. So I'd love to see her like living with them, and her and Karen also already have a good relationship, so that's a good sign of her finally being able to get along. So yeah, her living situation is definitely something I want to see. I also want to see more of Mary Ann and Logan's relationship, mainly because this is the first time that they're gonna. I'm hoping that they experience a good relationship, and I'm hoping that Cece and Toby they do that good as well. So those are my opinions on those two. I want to see more of Claudia and Gina's sisters. Pretty much want to drink some water. I want to see them as sisters, mainly because there was so much tension between these two in season one that having them not be arguing again would feel a little bit lame. So I would love to see them more interacting as sisters, because second place was that Claudia and the Mean Janine episode. I loved it. It was not my favorite. The season finale beat it, but it's my second favorite, and I loved it. I also want to see more of Richard and Sharon, because I feel like that they're cute together. I think that her dramaticness works good with his shyness. It shows that opposites can attract, and I love that they can fit in Dawn's character like that. Again, I feel like Dawn might have been a little bit of a filler character because she didn't do much to the story, unless give her Richard something to do, and Marianne could have shined without it. But I'm glad that they still brought her in as a new member for the club, because why wouldn't you want to see that? I was just saying that it felt a little bit rushed to me. Um, and I also want to see Dawn have a bigger role. I love to see her interacting with Marianne and Claudia and Christy, but I also want to see her more a little bit active in their lives. Give them give her a storyline by herself. Maybe something with her and her mom having more interactions, because I don't know. I don't want her to be a filler character. I want her to be there, and I want her to be not just part of the club, but her own separate character. A lot of shows they have a member just as a character, but they don't have it as a storyline character per se. There's a difference between a character and a storyline character. A storyline character is a character who gets proper storylines, and in this case, I don't know. Dawn hasn't gotten a real storyline to herself yet, so I'm hoping that they can really do that in the future seasons. If there is future seasons, I'm really not sure yet. I also want Stacey to finally choose a boy, mainly because her little flirtations with all the guys have been dragged out for so long that I feel like now is not really. I feel like it's kind of getting. I'm kind of getting sick of it. So I want her to finally choose a boy. I feel like it would be good for her to finally choose a boy. So yeah, either Sam or Toby. And to be honest, if you were gonna ask me which one, I kind of like her with Chrissy's brother a little bit better. I think that there's something there that there's something there that's more like a shy thing. Well, I feel like it was a little bit it wasn't as romantic. Christy and no, not Christy, Stacy and Toby's thing. It was a little quick. It wasn't really sweet though. It was quick, but I think that he does like her, and I think that she does like him a little bit. But I feel like with Sam, it's a little bit more shy. I feel like a shy relationship would work good together still. But to be honest, it really doesn't matter. But I would love to see her finally choose a boy, and to get to see either her flirtation with Sam develop or her relationship with Toby develop. Will she be put with someone else? I don't know. But Mary Ann and Logan and Stacey and whatever, what I would really, really appreciate it. So I did want to talk about some other things. So for the future, I want to talk about a little bit of channel updates. So there is some more content upcoming with the Babysitters Club overall. I will really, really appreciate it if you gave me ideas to do. I want them to be some sort of review based. Any type of review would work good down below. Um, I'm also gonna have a different setup because my free Loom account is expiring. So I'm gonna have to do something else. But I have storage for one more video after this, and that is gonna be me recapping all of the different things that I've watched. A TV movie recap of the summer, and that includes June and July, and that is gonna be a lot of fun just to break it down. I might even have a guest star with me, who's a TV watcher. I'm sure I will have some people who will be more than happy to help me with that. So that is gonna be a lot of fun. We also have Onward movie review, and that's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm kind of just giving you guys a little preview of what's gonna be coming. We have Onward movie review. We have Gravity Falls reviews coming, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. We have a Cinderella versus Sleeping Beauty, which is better with my sister, and that is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm so excited to have her on the podcast. I think there'll be a lot of laughs, and there'll be a lot of a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, and I really like that. We also have a besides that, we have me and my mom are going to be doing a Then and Now book review, Columbus, Indiana edition. That is where we're living right now. And we just moved from Muncie, Indiana. We've lived all over Ohio, but we finally settled down, I think. And we got a book as a present, and it's just talking all about the history of Columbus, Indiana. And that review is going to be coming soon. So that's a little sneak peek. So stay tuned for all of that is going to be coming in the future. Also, I have a podcast coming soon I'm thinking of doing. Diary from a Kid, um, Zoe Mama podcast. I think that's what's going to be called. I'll be recapping all the books, all the movies, and all of the books, the movies, and maybe even do interviews with fans, and maybe even interview Jeff Kinney. That is a stretch, but I think it can be done. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching with the One Piece Studio. I want you to please subscribe. Again, I want to reach 200 subscribers before the end of 2020. If you do, I will really appreciate it. I'm so glad that we hit 100 subscribers because my channel can keep pushing forward, and I love when you guys contribute because it makes me really feel good about my channel and for the future. You can comment down below your feelings of the Babysitters Club, or you can send me a message somewhere. I would really appreciate talking with you about the Babysitters Club because this was such a good show. I really loved it. I'm hoping that there's a season 2. If there's not a season 2, I'll be really disappointed, but whenever season 2 comes out, I will make sure to have coverage of each episode. So, yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching the studio. Stay tuned this Saturday for our TV movie recap for June and July, and then after that, brand new content will be coming out faster than you can imagine. Your brain is going to be exploded with different stuff. Anyways, again, I want to thank everyone for watching the studio. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks everyone for watching, and bye.